Welcome back, dweebs, to another episode of the Weekly Dweeb. With me, as always, is my good friend Kev. Kev, how are we today, buddy?
Oh, we're doing great, James. We have survived our review of all 9 Star Wars major trilogy films, I guess, as I'll call them. Still got at least one more to do, but hey, I'm feeling good. It was a long summer, James, very long summer. But happy to be
summer
here.
Of Star Wars, and we just finished the sequel trilogy. So go check out our retrospectives on all those. Which leads me to today's topic, Kev, which I think this is a good segue into this one. As we just finished The Rise of Skywalker last Wednesday, John Boyega recently was asked what he would do if he could remake the Star Wars trilogy. And I'm going to bring up his thoughts on this.
I bet it's the same thing I would do, James.
I think it's the same thing about anybody with a brain would do.
Or maybe similar.
Yep. He says, first off, it would be mad. First of all, we're not getting rid of Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, all these people. We're not doing that. The first thing we're going to do is fulfill their story, fulfill their legacy. We're going to make a good moment of handing on the baton. Second, he goes, Luke Skywalker wouldn't be disappearing on a rock. Hell no. Standing there, and he's like, a projector? I wouldn't want to give those characters way more. I would want to. Our new characters will not be overpowered in these movies. They won't just grab stuff and know what to do with it. No, you've got to struggle like every other character in this franchise. I'd look to the Old Republic stories and see what we can add to the continuation of that. I would definitely want to see Force Unleashed stories in there. I would try to expand the Star Wars universe as much as possible, respecting the lore. If we're expanding the lore, we have to do it within their respective boundaries that stay true.
Did he write in this answer? Did he fire all of this off the cuff? Do we have a clip at some point?
I don't know where it exactly came from. I've seen it all. Let's see right here. I got a link right here. Let me pull this article up.
I am shocked, James. I guess while we wait for that, I will say this. It almost seems like he used Chat GPT or something to corral every opinion.
He was at Florida SuperCon and was asked about it. He was asked if he were to produce Star Wars, it would have been different.
Wow.
He said, if I was a producer on Star Wars from the beginning, you would have had a whole completely different thing. Yeah. An audience member at his spotlight panel asked what he would do if he were to remake the Star Wars sequels he appeared in. And he literally, it was off the cuff.
Wow. Well, in that case,
yeah. Wow. Yeah. This is not some formulated answer. This is not some like posted somewhere. Here's the video. Like, it's not the video, but here's a picture of him from there. Yeah, he was at Florida SuperCon and said this.
That's incredible. I mean, he has said just then what a lot of fans have said.
Yeah.
Some of it we covered on Wednesday. As far as we had the whole Mary Sue, Gary Stu conversation when it comes to the Rise of Skywalker. So to hear him acknowledge it and talk about the legacy characters,
I literally in that show,
he hits like all the major beats, James.
I literally said in that show, I'm like, I said verbatim, they're way too overpowered. The exact words I said. So it's crazy to see that there. And then it's literally everything we talk about, right? You've got respecting the legacy of Han, Luke, and Leia, and then handing the baton off, which should have been episode 7. Very simple, very easy. Get them all back together, give them their send-off, however you want to do it. The Luke Skywalker disappearing on a rock comment's great too.
Also the projector.
Yeah.
And then he's like, a projector?
It's interesting to see this. Like, there is still a possible future for him in Disney Star Wars, right? Technically, his character's still alive.
Well, not now. Not now, there isn't.
Well,
he just did that. So.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with this. Like, he may have just severed said ties.
I
don't think so.
That's what I meant. All right. I meant he was getting fired, just to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to.
He's getting
send the
fired.
wrong message.
Calm down out
he's
there,
getting fired. Sorry, that's
Calm
my
down
bad.
out there.
That was on me. I gotta be careful.
Yeah. It's crazy that he had the balls to say that, but he's literally saying what everybody else in any Star Wars fan is saying. They're saying Luke, Leia, and Han's legacy was ruined, especially Luke, because Luke wouldn't ask like that. Saying, why didn't they get back together? He mentions Luke in the second part, and then he mentions him being fucking overpowered. Like, he nails it.
And he refrained somehow from saying the one thing that I expected to come from this, James. When I said he'd probably just do what I would do, I didn't mean all of this. I had not read this previously, so I wasn't setting up for something like that. I just thought he was going to say I would have made Finn a Jedi. And then I would have been like, dude, bro, me too. Me too.
He didn't even say that.
Further into that. He didn't say that part. He just like, yeah, let me talk about everything else I would fix. So then you guys can go on Twitter and tell Disney how much you want me to come back and be a Jedi, right? That's the move.
And then, then we'll do that. But he did not do that. He dove in deep here. And nobody's going to disagree with him at all.
Well,
like, that's what we all wanted.
Someone will, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. There's some acolyte lover out there.
Especially in the present day.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get after him and burn their Finn posters. But I am very intrigued by this, James, because it either means he knows he's never working in a Star Wars franchise again, so now he can say whatever he wants, or it could garner up enough interest. If people like these ideas enough, he gets talked about enough, maybe he does get brought back. Like you said, he's not out, he's technically still there in that galaxy far, far away. Yeah. So he could be brought back into another story. So, maybe when Favs and Filoni are in charge, they might be like, you know what?
He's probably right.
That John guy had some good ideas. Let's get Finn back in here.
I'm interested. So, yeah, he with the new regime. Well, Kathleen's still at the top. She still hasn't been fired yet, unfortunately. His last one's comment. His comment is interesting. He looked to the Old Republic and also the Force Unleashed. I don't know what of the Force Unleashed you could include. It's wrong time.
Yeah, because Darth's already gone. Do you think maybe he meant Survivor? What's the Cal Kestis?
Very specifically says Force Unleashed, though, which is very specific. So
yeah, but there's been 2 video game series ever where you've played as a Jedi type. Like I'm just throwing it out there as a potential conspiracy theory that he may have just misspoken, because if he had said Cal Kestis, that to me makes a lot of sense with the timeline. Like you said, what was Sam's character's name? Is it Star Killer?
Star Killer, yeah, Star Killer.
Yeah, that all gets wrapped up before the main trilogy's over.
Yeah, like right? Your only way that could work would be if he was still alive somehow. And it's not canon, so there's also that. If he was somehow still alive, which would be...
Oh, well, maybe that's how they would do it then, is they retcon that.
Yeah, would he be alive, and then he trains Kylo or something like that?
And then you get more Vader through flashbacks with him.
Ooh, that's kind of fun.
Brooding emo young man just talking to his grandfather's mask that somehow someone found.
Also didn't have any bones or nothing.
Well, yet they didn't find the holocron that was sitting right next to it in Palpatine's throne room. Sorry, go watch the last video. Okay, it's in the stream section.
It was right here, Kev. It's just right here the whole time.
He was like, "Oh shit, I was literally here before." Damn, it was right here this whole time.
It was right next to us the whole time. The Old Republic is interesting. I'd love something from the Old Republic. I'd really like that video game to finally get made. That we don't know if that's in hell or where it's at the moment. That'd be tough to connect that. You'd have to do some... I guess you could have connected the Old Republic via some Sith stuff or Luke's Jedi temples he was searching for, right? If you turned him not into a curmudgeon and some of the temples they go searching for from the Old Republic era. There's some stuff there. I take that back. There's some fucking possibilities there.
Yeah, I think you could have, depending on where you look and what you're looking for. I definitely think you could find some stuff that, like you just mentioned, could be I mean, let's be honest. Star Wars is a pretty MacGuffin heavy franchise. So at this point, I don't expect them to deviate much from that. So like there's going to be some relic or whatever that they would need to find. There would be plenty of reasons for them to go to some old Jedi temple or something like that. So you could, not to say that you would do callbacks to the Old Republic, but you could maybe find some lore information, be like, you know, it'd be cool if our characters went there because this is there, or all of that stuff. Although I always hesitate to follow through on any idea that starts with "it would be cool if." That's how you want more Michael Bay, you want more J.J. Abrams, because that's how you get it. Wouldn't it be cool if a bunch of Star Destroyers came up from the ground? I mean, sure.
That's what we got.
How they get down there, and why would anybody build them in the ground
without navigation systems?
Yo, that's right. Sorry.
Couldn't even get off the map.
I only brought that in to say I'm sure John Boyega would have fixed that part too. So see, we're right back full circle.
He should have been in charge. He should have been a producer.
Should have been co-general.
Should have been co-general. We'd have a much better sequel trilogy. We wouldn't be in the mess we're in right now.
You know, my main takeaway from this, James, is that after watching the sequels, I had already felt very strongly about what I'm about to say. But this quote interview has cemented it for me for all time that Finn is the sequel trilogy GOAT. All right. He is by far the best character. And now at this point, I think might be my favorite actor behind the character, just in the Star Wars bubble. Because honestly, I think Adam Driver's done some awesome stuff since Star Wars. I think he's
Driver's
pretty damn talented.
Yeah, did some stuff before and after. He's awesome.
I'd have a hard time arguing that if you compare their work to say anybody but Adam Driver is the best out of that bunch. But when it comes to being a Star Wars nerd and wanting to see a character come back and which character was the best in that sequel trilogy, despite everyone's attempts to ruin him, Finn's the GOAT for me. That's my official.
Give us more Finn
take on this.
This is what should have happened. That's what it should have been.
That's right.
Should have been 2.
And bring back Rose.
She got buried, man.
She deserves redemption, dude. If everybody loves a comeback story, make Rose the new general.
There you have it, folks. John Boyega's correct. It's how Star Wars should have been. Appreciate each and every one of you watching. Please like, subscribe, share. Check us out tomorrow for more topics.